What's going on YouTube? T-Tor is back here for another video. Alright, so today we're going to install these LED headlights. These are going to be your H11 bulbs. I've had these in the garage sitting for a while, so it's time that we put these in. I got these from Xenon Department, and yeah, they're 5700K, 4000 to 5000 lumens. I think it's over like 30 to 50,000 hours, and here's what the bulbs look like. So this is the actual LED itself, super nice quality, and then you have the capacitor, whatever you want to call it, and it's just a direct plug and play into the car. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is obviously go into the cab, pop the hood, and I've never dealt with these headlights and never taken these headlights off before, so it's going to be a first time for me too. Pop the hood up. Alright, so now that we have the hood up, we are going to I'm going to take a guess. We're probably going to take these two 8mm bolts out. Double check, and they're not 8, maybe 10. Okay, they're a 10. Go ahead and loosen these up right here. Okay, and then you have one right here in the back. So yeah, once again, these aren't 8mm, these are 10mm bolts. Okay, that's out. It looks like we may have to take this stripping off right here to get to the bulb itself. I'm not 100% sure. Alright, so now that you've removed the two 10mm bolts, you're going to go here and you're going to remove all these little clips, and that's going to allow us to get all this out of our way so we can get back behind the headlight. It's not coming out as easy as I wanted it to. Alright, so off camera, we went ahead and inserted the LED bulb for this side. So when I mentioned that you need to take these off, you don't have to take these off at all. We actually went in behind and were able to manipulate the bulb, and we were able to take the bulb out, no problem. And like I said, it is H11, if the camera will focus on it. This is a H11 bulb, and so yeah, we went ahead and we put the bulb in here, and then with all this heat shrink, what you're going to want to do is you want to take it and just kind of take it and spread it out. Don't leave it all smushed up like it was, because what it's doing is it's going to dissipate the heat from the actual LED bulb itself. So I'm going to go unlock the car, and then I'll show you what the bulb looks like as it comes on inside of that. So yeah, there it is. Super simple process. It didn't take no time. Like I said, you don't even have to remove these two 10mm bolts or these clips at all. This is my first time messing with these headlights on this car. It was a little bit different than the Focus, so I was like, well, maybe we can remove the whole headlight, but you don't have to do that at all. So don't remove these clips and don't remove these two 10mm bolts. There's enough room in there where you can manipulate the bulb and turn it, take it out, and then put the new LED back in. So now I'm just going to put the two 10mm bolts that I removed back in. So yeah, like I said, you don't even have to remove any hardware off of this at all. And so like I said, on the ST, we could just remove the headlights completely, super easy, no problem. But that's not the case here. We had enough room to where we could manipulate the stock bulb to put the aftermarket LED bulb in. So that was a rather painful well, I wouldn't say a painful process, but it was a learning experience. Not very hard at all to do. And then make sure you got these tightened back up, good and snug. And then once the sun goes down and it's completely dark out, I'll give you guys a demonstration of, you know, what the bulbs look like by itself. All right, so one more time, I'll show you what the bulb looks like inside the projector. So if you go and look, we have a nice crystal white look over here, and if you come over here, we have the yellowish tint, which I'm not a fan of at all. As you can tell, you know, all the stuff on my car, the interior and all that stuff, I've made it all LED, the interior lights, the trunk light, the reverse lights, all that stuff. So I really like the white light. So if you come back over here, you look at this yellow light, that's a no-go. We don't like that. So now I'll go through the process of showing you how to actually take the stock bulb out and replace it to the new LED bulb. Okay, so off camera, like I mentioned, I went ahead and installed that one. I didn't really show you guys how to install it. So for this one, for the passenger side headlight, I'm going to show you. So what we're going to do is, this is the bulb right here. This is the bulb that's inside the projector housing right here. So what you're going to do is take it and you want to turn it counterclockwise. Well, actually, you're going to want to remove the clip that's actually attached to the light. Super simple. It's just, there's a little button, you push it, and voila. So now the factory connection to the bulb is now disconnected. Now that the bulb is free from the connector, what you're going to do is turn this counterclockwise and twist it and then pull straight out. And then now you have your bulb out. So like I said, disconnect the connector that connects into here, let it fall, and then turn the factory bulb counterclockwise. And then you're going to take your H11 bulb that you ordered or bought from wherever. Obviously, you're just going to repeat the process in reverse order: insert, turn, and connect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the actual power supply from the connector, and we're going to go ahead and plug this in. You'll hear it click. Okay, so now that that's in there, and we do have a little bit more room on this side of the car than we did on the other side. And we're gonna zip tie that up somewhere. I just want to get the bulb inserted and in place. Okay, put the bulb in. Make sure it gets flush. There's 3 prongs or holes for it where it needs to set. So kind of just twist it back and forth. Make sure it's flat against the surface, and then voila, just like, nope, not like that. Hang on. Okay. All the heat shrinks in the way. So just make sure it's level against the projector housing, and then twist it clockwise. And then just like that, the bulb is now seated in its factory position. And then so what you're going to do, you're going to take this, all the heat shrink, kind of push it down in the middle. I don't know if you can really see it very well on the camera. You're just going to want to fan it out. I think there's 5 of these heat shrinks. Take it and just fan it out. Alright, so I'm going to go open up the driver's side door and make sure that this one fires. So got it all seated in, got it all plugged in, it should fire right up. Okay, success. Alright, so now that we have both of them plugged back in, alright, so super simple process. Literally just unplug the factory housing, let it hang loose, turn your factory bulb counterclockwise. I went ahead and inserted the connector to the new bulb and let that hang down, and then I put it back in. Make sure it's set flush against the projector housing, and turn it back clockwise, and you'll hear it lock in. And as you just saw, we got good power, we got connectivity, and it works. So in a future video, we're gonna change out these the fog lights to LEDs also, because I don't want no yellow whatsoever. So now that I have the LEDs in, I'm gonna cut the fogs off when I drive down the road, because I don't want there to be a clash of the white and the yellow together. All right, so as you guys just saw, we just replaced the factory H11 yellow, horrible, ugly bulbs on the 2017 Honda Civic Si with the xenon department, super bright LEDs, and yeah, like I said, they're crystal white. As they say, they call it crisp white. 5700K at 4,000 to 5,000 lumens. So, and it's super simple process, plug and play. So I'll rewind on what I did. So you have your factory headlight housing with your factory bulb. What you're going to do is you're going to remove the factory power connector that's connected to the bulb. You have a little push tab, push and pull that down, and you'll let it dangle, and then you'll grab a hold of your factory bulb, turn it counterclockwise, and just pull it straight out. So this is the factory bulb from the car. This is the yellow bulb that I do not like. I do not yellow anything when it comes to any kind of lighting. I like the crisp, clear white. So like I said, take this bulb. It's actually going to be sitting in the housing just like this, and you're going to take it, turn it counterclockwise, and then pull it straight out. And then your power connector is going to be dangling. You'll take your LED bulb. You'll take the connector that you disconnected, push it back in, connect it to the new LED light, put your LED light back in, make sure you put the ballast and the power supply somewhere safe. You'll zip tie that up to the frame wherever you want to. I went to the frame, you put it in, make it flush with the projector housing, and then you'll take the bulb and you'll turn it back clockwise and you'll hear it lock in. And that was a super simple process. The passenger side was a lot easier to do than the driver's side. So over here on the driver's side, you have, of course, the computer, all these plugins to mess with, and then of course it's right here. And also remember, if the camera can capture, to take these heat shrinks. What these do, they dissipate heat off the LED bulb. You don't want to keep them closed like they come from the factory. And so, like I mentioned before, you do not have to remove these two 10mm bolts. Don't remove any of these Christmas tree clips. Like I said, the driver's side was the hardest part to do because you don't really have that much room. But once you actually get your bulb in there and you have enough room, you can actually take this cord, this power cord for the computer, you'll push it back, and you can actually get two hands behind here and actually turn your bulb clockwise and for it to set in. So like I said, driver's side was the hardest. Passenger side was a lot easier because you just have some AC lines, some brake lines, whatever they may be, and you were able to turn it in right here. So one last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open the door one more time, put the headlights on, and let you guys see what the crisp light what the crisp white looks like. So you saw at a comparison, we had the driver's side done with the crisp white, and then the passenger side was still yellow. So hopefully nobody is a fan of that yellow, because I'm not. So that's why I had to get these LED lights put in. So I'm going to open the door and we'll take a look at what both the projectors look like with the brand new LEDs. So I'm going to step back, and keep in mind that it is still daytime outside. So we now have the LED bulb inside of the projector. Before it was just I don't know if it was just a nasty yellow halogen bulb or whatever. But so with that, you have the LED bulb, and then it complements this LED side marker right here. Let me cut it back on. So yeah, before I didn't open. Let me do the driver's side. Okay, so before, you would have the yellow bulb inside of the projector, and then you'd have this white LED accent lighting, and they just didn't complement each other very well, and I didn't particularly care for that too much. I don't know why on the SI model they decided just to put the yellow halogens inside of there, but yeah, these bulbs right here, these are, I think you can get it for $120, and then plus, if you spend $100, you get additional 10% off. If you spend $200, you get additional 20% off. So your best bet is, if you're going to be replacing the headlights and the fog lights in this car, would be to go ahead and spend the $200, because this by itself is $120, and the fog lights are $120. So that puts you over $200. So then you can save 20% off, and that should put you under $200. And I can't remember where these are made, but I know they came from overseas, because I checked the shipping and they originally started in, I think, like Quebec, Canada. And also with their shipping, they do 2-day air. So you order it on a Monday, you'll get them on a Wednesday. Super quick process. And once again, these are your H11 bulbs. And if I'm not mistaken, the fog lights are H11 also. I don't remember if yeah, actually the fog lights are the exact same. Alright, so I forgot to end today's video in the garage. So if you're stopping in for the first time, please hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and also please leave this video a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Yeah!
Okay, it's rap packed to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my call.